Hi everybody, how are we all doing? It is the 4th of January 2014. Oh my god, we're in the new year. I hope everybody's had a good new year and whatever you do to celebrate it as such. So 4 days into 2014 and we're back. Smallville is back. New side story, okay, this is our first review of the year. This is a new side story titled Harbinger and it features the return of Zatanna and new guest star John Constantine. Quick brief history about John. He's actually was character created during the was it the Dark Horse? I can't remember now. Completely forgotten. Was it Vertigo? That's it. Sorry, he was created in the Vertigo comics, and I think he was part of that publication for about 20 odd years or so. Then his run on that got ended, I think, last year, and they've now brought him into the DC. He has been involved with DC Comics as such. He's been featured in stories with DC Comics over the years, but now he's become a main part of the New 52, especially with Justice League Dark in particular. A movie has been made on the character, which obviously starred Keanu Reeves as the title character, which is very interesting because the character John Constantine is blonde. He's got blonde hair and he's from Liverpool here in the UK, and then you bring in Keanu Reeves who's you know, not British and doesn't have blonde hair. So there was a bit of an uproar when that casting announcement was made when the film came out. I think way back in 2004 was when that movie came out, I believe. So yeah, that's pretty much Constantine's little back history. Zatanna returns because she was already featured in Smallville on the TV show. She was introduced in season 8 in the episode titled Warrior, and then later on again in Hex in season 9, I believe. But season 8 was her first introduction. She was played by the gorgeous Surinder Swan. And incidentally, just a quick side note, Surinder Swan is going to feature in The Tomorrow People later on this season, in season 1, so I'm looking forward to that. That should be fun. Anyway, let's crack on, shall we? Right, so pretty good start. We've got Diana, who's now an agent of the DEO, known as Diana Prince, and she's talking with Tess from the Watchtower. They're both having a lovely little sort of light-hearted conversation. Superman's obviously in Russia at this point, and while they're both having a nice conversation, we get a what's happening is that Diana's looking for someone to help her out. They're looking for some sort of item, something to do with the mythological and magical sense of things. So what Tess does is she informs Diana that there is someone who has those, you know, abilities, but you're going to have to speak to her agent about the job. So that's where we're then back on to meeting Zatanna. She's in London. She's doing a tour of her show, and it's actually a front because the real reason she's doing a tour is because, remember, in season 8 when she first introduced, she was going to find her father's book that he left behind, and her initial what was it? The initial thing that she was going to do was actually bring her father back to life. But then when she found out later on in season 9 that her dad was actually responsible for a number of bad things that he had done, he had placed curses and hexes and done some really bad things on people over the years, she's now cleaning up his mess. So she's in London, and there's one particular item that she's after, and she's actually being called out here during the show. They think it's a fake, and then she does actually admit that it's a fake, but then she does something. She uses her magic spells, because when she does a magic spell, she says it backwards, and this one particular heckler in the crowd is you know, screaming out, "Oh, it's phony! Give us our money back!" Everybody's screaming and everything, and then she says something, and let's just say the audience then turn around and think, "Oh, okay, yeah, she is the genuine article." So that's the last time someone's going to heckle at her shows, that's for sure. She's then approached by, I can only describe as a there goes the phone, sorry, by some strange being who is trying to stop Zatanna from finding what she's looking for, and according to this, she's looking for the book. And it sounds like there's a cult group of people who are aware of why Zatanna's in London, but then he mentions the name Brother Blood. So it looks like there's a bigger play here going on, and it looks like it's not just going to be between Zatanna and Brother Blood, but then that's when John Constantine enters the fray, and I actually love the way he actually enters it. It's very good. I'm actually going to read out the full conversation between them. It's not that big, but it's good. So Zatanna says thank you to John, and he says, well, name's Johnny, and she's like, but your friends call you, he says, wouldn't know, I'm what you'd call antisocial, and offers her a cigarette because he loves to smoke. He's a big smoker. He's constantly smokes cigarettes. The thing about Constantine is that he can be seen as not the real deal as such. He knows a lot about magic. He deals in the dark arts as such. But there are times where people see him as as a fakery. But he's also, it's not that he's fake. He just lies a lot. He covers his own tracks, but at the expense of other people, if you see what I mean. And it looks like, and I've actually read, there's an interview that Brian Q. Miller did with the TV Guide. They actually did an article on Harbinger, and he tells us how Constantine is this chain-smoking British occult detective, and there's a section here where him and Zatanna, John and Zatanna, have actually got a long history together, which is also true, especially if you read the comics. They have had a bit of a history in the past, so it'll be interesting to see how this relationship goes between the pair of them. So yeah, we'll see, because it says here that something was stolen from Constantine and he wants it back so he can sell it to the highest bidder, and I'm guessing that whatever was stolen from John might have something to do with Zatanna as well. So yeah, interesting times ahead. I can't wait to see what the next chapter is going to bring. Obviously we're not going to see it for another 3 weeks, because next week sees the return of Alien, chapter 7 I believe, and then 8, 9, and then back to Harbinger part 2. So yeah, a very, very good start. I can't wait to see what trouble John Constantine will get himself into. That's all I'm going to say. So looking forward to it. Thanks again, Brian, Kat and Daniel, who have been working on this particular side story. Looking forward to the rest. Thank you very much for watching. See you all very soon. Bye.